What is your American dream?
My American dream is for everyone to just be equal, like no matter your skin color, gender, sexuality. Yeah, I just want everyone to be equal so that everybody can be happy and there's no violence.
My American dream was just to be able to attend school and professionally and, being recognized as a chef.
Fighting for other people, since I know that I'm very privileged in being a white woman in the United States. It sucks. I do have that power in the States, which shouldn't be possible, but it is. So I really want to just do my part today at least and just stand up for other people that aren't like me.
Peace, love, and happiness worldwide.
I just want to live in an America where me and my two cousins can be safe and don't have to get judged by the color of our skin.
My American dream would be that everyone gets treated the same, no matter what their race, culture, creed, or sexual orientation. Everyone gets treated the same. By the police officers, by the politicians, by every citizen. Everyone gets treated the same.
Everyone has a right to the American dream.
Groundhog Sam! Dear Mom, you're stellar. Love, Sam. Oh, hello everybody. Happy Friday. What are you doing for Mother's Day? I know what I'm doing. I'm going to go home to Pennsylvania and I'm going to visit my mom. A little background on Groundhog Sam. I was the smallest of them all, the runt of the litter, if you will. So Mom was always a little extra special protective of her Sam. But I grew up nice and healthy and I burrowed my way to New York City, where now I work at Spar and Bernstein, and I'm an intern/production assistant for Bradshaw Live. I wonder what this button does. Oh no! She's very proud of all my accomplishments, but I'm the most proud of my mama. Not easy raising 5 little groundhogs in a burrow. We didn't have much, but we had each other. So I got her a nice card. I bought her a little gift. And of course, I'm bringing her flowers. But I gotta tell ya, every day is Mother's Day to me. So in case you missed Bradshaw Live on Wednesday, we aired the Cinco de Mayo parade. Jonathan Yo-Yo Elias went. Now, we aired the Cinco de Mayo parade on Nueva de Mayo, so we were a little late. But still, it was an amazing event, and it was beautiful. And I love seeing all the traditional Mexican outfits that everyone was wearing. And then we had Vin McCarthy on. He's a first-generation Irish American who wrote an article wondering why Irish people in Ireland don't consider Irish Americans really Irish. Very thought-provoking. What's on today's episode of Bradshaw Live? You'll just have to watch and see. Have a wonderful weekend, Bradshaw Squad, and happy Mother's Day to all the mamas out there. Woohoo! Oh, these flowers smell good. I have no idea how I'm going to burrow all the way back to Pennsylvania with these things, but I'm going to do it. Anything for Mom!
All right, and welcome everybody. A little history on Groundhog Sam. I didn't know that he was the runt of the litter. I'm just learning more about Sam every day, Belgium Kim.
I had no idea.
How are you today, my dear?
I'm doing so well, Brad. It's Friday.
So we have Belgium Kim here. Jonathan Yo-Yo Elias is on assignment, but we're still live, and we got to say hello to the entire squad. Marsha Whitaker, Barbara Lord, Demba Sal, who else? Kimmy Kim from London, Dion Watson, Tricus Taylor. She says, hey, Dion Boo. Who's Dion Boo? We don't know. Oh, Dion Watson. Duh. All right. Who else we got here?
Stacey Ann Hodge is back.
Yeah, and Cece Mitchell. Hello, everyone. And she said Cece's driving home and listening. Carol Anderson, the Tiger. Kirk Brown. What's up? Who else we got here? Wendy Brown. And no relation to Kirk, though, I assume.
I don't know that, actually.
Barbara Lord. No relation to the Lord or God, I guess? No?
Assuming not.
All right. And who else we have here to say hello to? Chin Carter. We know Chin?
Chin has been coming up quite a lot lately.
Really?
Chin, on the very first time that Chin showed up, that's when we started talking about how beautiful Chin's profile picture was.
Ah, I got to check Chin out.
You got to check Chin out.
Yeah, Marjorie Thompson, how are you? And Jella Shauna. Jeff Bosey says, hello, family. And who else we got here? Groundhog Sam has joined. And how's Groundhog Sam getting back to Pennsylvania, by the way? How does a doll get back to Pennsylvania? It's not a doll. How dare... He's yelling at me.
Yeah.
Sam is yelling at me.
As
He's
he
a live
should.
groundhog.
Oh my God,
Stacey Ann Hodge, Tamika Nelson, and Sam is now threatening to quit.
Yeah, he's back
He says, take it back or I quit.
He's quite mean, Sam.
I'm sorry. All right, and on law offices of Spar and Bernstein, Beverly Thompson, Carol Anderson, the Tiger, watching on both, Lisa Blingrose, Willie Williams, how are you? Kareem Allen, who else we got here? Cherie Brazer, big up Brad crew.
David Gabriel.
Who we got?
David Gabriel.
David Gabriel.
My resident French speaker. We speak French together in the comments. We do.
Uh-huh.
On se parle ensemble, et puis tout le monde te dit, what are you guys saying?
Nobody knows. They're having their
know.
own little love affair. Latoya Norman, Joliet Brown, how are you? David Gabriel, parlez-vous français? Lekawana Anthony Anukwe. I butchered his name, and I apologize for butchering your name. Let me try that again. Lekwawa Anthony Anwu. You know what?
You're so
Anthony,
close.
how are you?
You're
Anthony.
so close.
From now on, he's Anthony. Beverly Thompson and Sebastian Zion, Venice McFarland, and the entire Brad squad. How are you? And what's up? What's up? Saying hello to the squad.
Chin just said, don't check me out, Brad. Tell Yo-Yo to check me out. Where is he, by the way?
All right, Chin.
Wow. He does, though. He does.
All right,
Yo-Yo
one
does.
second. Can you call Yo-Yo, please? Let Yo-Yo.
Go
she
Facebook
does. Yeah,
Chin.
Chin's not into the middle-aged white dude. She wants the more chiseled, younger black dude.
The young, tall, sexy black man.
Yeah, black man. All right.
To each his own, Brad.
To each his own. To each his own. All right. I'm so upset now. How deflating.
I'm sorry.
How very deflating is that?
It could be a comment of the day, but
that
I
is
feel
the
like
comment
it could go
of the day.
unacknowledged.
Yes. Yeah. All right. So let me see what's happening here while we schmooze a little bit, right? Before our 6 o'clock hour.
I like schmoozing with Brad.
You like schmoozing with Brad, right? So we're going to schmooze a little bit, and at 6 o'clock we're going to be answering your immigration questions. So what's happening here? Trump administration, they're proposing a change to the immigration laws. So right now, when I should be looking this way, not at you. Right now, when you apply for your green card adjustment of status, you are here out of status, and you give birth to a child here in the United States. That Medicaid payment or government assistance to help give birth, so you have a healthy child that's born in the United States that is an American citizen, that is not considered government assistance to the mother when the mother now turns around to file for adjustment of status. Donald Trump is considering, it is not a rule yet, but he is considering making a change saying that if you give birth in the United States and that child receives Medicaid, which is for the unborn U.S. citizen child, it's presumed that that Medicaid is also for the mother, and then if it happened in 3 years preceding your filing for adjustment of status, then that would be used as a very, very negative factor to determine whether or not you are eligible for your green card. The way around it under this proposed rule, and let me tell you right now, it is not a rule yet, so nobody freak out, but the way around it right now is you got to wait 3 years from the end of the Medicaid payments or post a $10,000 bond to say, we're okay, until you become a citizen.
Oh my God.
Now, I don't know how that can possibly become a law, and if he does actually change it by executive order without an act of Congress, I would assume that there would also be lawsuits by many, many states, because the states, think about it, states have state assistance also. So now all of a sudden it's an unfunded mandate to the state to make sure that this child is born properly and healthy. And the same exact theory on why DACA and DAPA didn't work out, because Texas had this unfunded mandate with now having to hire more people with driver's licenses. The same argument could be said if Trump does this. So, we'll see. We will see, but it will be a huge, huge lawsuit. By the way, the telephone number, and there's our baby there that's being born. A cute little baby.
Cute little baby.
Whose baby was that, by the way?
Mine.
Your baby.
It's my baby.
I did not know that.
Neither did I.
But it is mine.
It is mine. I claimed him after I saw the adorable picture.
But it is mine. So that's what's happening in immigration news. And by the way, everybody, I will be answering your immigration questions at 6 o'clock. So if you call right now, 1-800-529-5465. That's 1-800-529-5465. We will be answering your immigration questions at the 6 o'clock hour. That's right. I noticed today, I got very, very excited. They're coming out with a new movie. It's called Bernstein. I swear to God. It's called Bernstein.
They're finally making a movie
about
you?
Bradley Cooper is going to be playing Bernstein. I was very excited.
They couldn't have chosen a better man.
They couldn't have chosen a better man. A younger Bernstein he's playing.
A Bradley playing a Bradford.
It's being directed and produced by Steven Spielberg and Martin Scorsese, the Bernstein movie. And I was all excited.
Yeah.
I said, finally, I'm getting my recognition.
Yeah, they know.
Yeah, but it's not Brad Bernstein, unfortunately. It is Leonard Bernstein. No relation to me. But unfortunately, it is not a movie about me. They also were making a remake of Sharknado. Also, I thought it was about me as well. It is not. The shark is not me also.
Why did you think that would have been about you?
I think I'm a shark. No, I think I'm a shark sometimes. I could be.
Oh, you are a shark.
I think
you could be shark-like.
Right. Jaws 4, I thought was also going to be about me as well. It was all me. I thought they were making, I'm the shark in the water.
They would wait until the fourth movie to make it about you, though?
Yes. Okay. Except instead of the shark, it's just a lawyer swimming.
I don't know if people would find that as scary, Brad.
Look, there's Bernstein swimming. Run.
Lawyers in general don't have great reputations.
No. So I'm a little disappointed. I said it was a good pick, Bradley Cooper.
Yeah.
But the movie is not about me. But I do look forward to seeing my name in lights very soon in the movie theaters.
Who would play you in a movie, Brad? Like, if a movie were made about Brad Bernstein, who would you pick to play you?
I don't know.
You could pick anybody you wanted.
I don't know. I would think if there would be anybody, it would be Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
I think it has to be.
I think we have separated at birth.
Yeah, I mean, you guys are twins anyway.
Exactly. Now, but all in honesty, like if they make twins, the movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger and Danny DeVito, I think they should make twins too with, The Rock and me.
And The Rock would be the Danny DeVito character, and you would be the Schwarzenegger character?
Maybe.
That sounds plausible.
Maybe. Meanwhile, let's get that baby back on screen for a second. Can we get that baby back on screen for a second?
We do love a good baby.
Belgium Kim's fictitious baby. Do we have Belgium Kim's fictitious baby? There. Okay. So we have Belgium Kim's fictitious baby, and there's somebody there changing. That's not you.
Yeah.
Is that you changing?
It is not me changing.
That is not you changing the baby. So I read today. This is now PC culture.
Yeah.
Going berserko.
Oh.
So I read today that a woman by the name of Diane Carson, she's an author and educator, and she says that, in this day and age, you should be asking, this is her, you should be asking the unborn baby, parents should be asking the unborn baby, quote, I'm going to be changing your nappy now, is that okay? So what she's saying is that that parents, now should be asking, children who are only a few months old, who obviously don't speak any language, if it's okay to change their diaper, because the baby should consent to that before you touch the baby. I mean, that is like PC culture.
We've gone too far.
I mean, this is in the newspaper today. She is the CEO. I can't believe I was reading this. The CEO of Youth Relationship Service Body Safety Australia. She said, of course a baby is not going to respond. Yes, Mom, that's awesome. I'd love to have my nappy changed. But if you leave a space and wait for body language and wait to make eye contact, then you're letting that child know that their response matters. Are you kidding me?
What?
Okay, that baby.
Baby body
I'm going to tell you
language?
something. That baby is going to be seeing a psychiatrist
Yes.
because that mom is crazy.
Yes.
Because that baby's going to be seeing a psychiatrist because that mom is absolutely crazy, and she's going to say, "My mom left me in a dirty diaper for hours, and I was crying because she thought I was saying no change when I was saying yes." I mean, it's ridiculous.
What does a no look like? Because, I mean, you have the pause, yes. But what would the
It's actually,
no, don't touch me, Mom
it's
look
actually
like?
an insult.
Absolutely.
It's actually an insult to genuine sexual assault victims.
Absolutely.
I mean, was it like a woman who was with Harvey Weinstein, going to say and compare their experience to a baby having their, what is a nappy? I guess the diaper.
It's the
nappy
Australian word for
changed.
diaper.
I mean, that's just like the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my entire life. I don't even know how she got on television to even discuss this. Crazy.
Yeah, that's a little intense.
Crazy.
We've gone too far.
A little too far.
Slightly too far.
Now, I want to remind everybody, in about 8 or 9 minutes from now, we will be answering your immigration questions. This is a good time to share with all of your friends and family and let them know that coming up in about 7 or 8 minutes, I'm going to be taking your immigration calls and answering all of your immigration questions. So now's a really good time to share with your friends and family. Let them know that in about 8 or 9 minutes, I'm going to be helping as many people with their immigration problems. Well, I'm not going to help them with their problems. I'm going to help to answer some of their questions. I'm not going to help add to the problem.
No.
I'm going to help solve the problem.
Yes.
Solve the problem. So what is this nonsense here? I mean, this is a little nonsense. I don't know why I have this in my cards. I was reading it.
Oh, please tell me you're going to talk about what I think you are.
The sloth.
Yes.
You wanted to talk about the sloth.
This
has been in my cards now for about a week.
Yeah.
And I keep looking at it. I'm like, giant sloth versus ancient man. Do I really need to talk about this?
Come on, man.
So apparently there's a giant sloth that scientists have discovered that was terrorizing ancient men, and it was back in the day that this giant sloth would come and like literally, walk, well, it would be like walking like this, okay, and then like, come back to me. It's okay. There's the giant sloth.
Terrifying.
And he would walk like this, and then like just go. It's like boom, grab Belgium Kim and eat you.
Belgium Kim, right.
And he was a giant sloth. He wasn't even a dinosaur. So in this day and age, there was dinosaurs and giant sloths, and apparently scientists saying this thing was enormous. That's his footprint. It was like Bigfoot, like 7 times the size of Bigfoot. So apparently humans got smart because the scientists are saying it was either going to be the sloth or the humans who were going to survive. Okay? It wasn't, the Earth was not big enough for both the sloth and the human.
Right.
Okay? And apparently the human brain got bigger and the sloth got bigger, but the brain and the sloth did not get bigger. So the humans finally figured out how to make a spear or something.
Right.
And kill all the sloths.
And hunt down
the sloths.
Wow.
All right.
Man.
So in addition, this is how the scientists have figured that one out. I don't know why you love this. I find this so uninteresting, but Kim wanted me to talk about this.
Look at the size of this sloth. Just go, have you ever seen Ice Age?
No.
With Sid the Sloth? The sloth is like the dumbest, slowest animal one
I don't know
could
what a sloth
imagine.
is, but let me tell you what the scientists have said about this.
Okay.
Because I got to finish this. I don't want to. I don't want to ever come back to sloths again. Okay. Sloths. You know what sloths equal? Really bad ratings. Nobody is interested in sloths. But I got to finish this any event.
Okay.
It says at the White Sands National Monument, researchers identified what are known as flailing circles that show the rise of the sloth on its hind legs and the swing of its forelegs like in a defensive motion. In addition to that, there were tracks of humans stalking the sloth.
Oh my
so
God.
now there are more human tracks further away. So now the scientists have figured out that the sloth stood up on its 4 legs or on its hind legs to try to swat the human away, but somehow the human was able to stand far enough away, throw a spear at the sloth, kill the sloth, and then continue to walk. And that is what is interesting about this. I don't know.
Well, Vakisha Taylor said, story tales that, no way I believe that nonsense.
That's what happened.
I fact-checked it, Vakisha, because I was on the same. I was like,
true.
Jill, I don't believe you.
That is very true.
Don't come at me. I fact-checked it. It's true.
All right, so now here's a crazy woman also in Arizona. This also happened in a lot of crazy stuff. Sloths. So here's a crazy woman in Arizona. She finally she sent her ex-boyfriend 65. No, I'm sorry. She went out on one. This woman here. Okay. Remind me to swipe left on her.
She's a left.
She's a lefter. Sure. She's swiping left on this lady.
Yes.
She went on one date with a man after meeting her on one of these dating sites.
Yeah.
One date.
What date?
She sent him 65,000 text messages. I don't know at what point, I'm not sure at what point that she didn't get the hint that you did not he was not for her. So police in Paradise Valley, which is a suburb of Phoenix, say that this woman, Jacqueline Adis, met the victim on a dating app, and once she was rejected, she sent him 500 texts a day, moved to Phoenix to be with him, took a bath at his home when he wasn't there, showed up at his Scottsdale business where she claimed to be his wife, and ultimately sent him text messages threatening to murder him and wear his body parts if he ever left her.
Oh, no.
Now, this woman's name is not Glenn Close. It is actually...
Are you sure?
It is not. We were pretty sure it was not Glenn Close, you know, in that movie Fatal Attraction.
Right.
It is actually Jacqueline Adis. One of her text messages said, "You do whatever you have to do to get here, but don't ever try to leave me. I'll kill you. Or what would I do with your blood? I would bathe in it."
Oh, no.
So finally, after 65,000 texts that threatened to kill this man, all he wanted to do was swipe right and get a little, nookie.
Right.
And he got some cookie instead,
that is
right?
far too much.
Far too much for a little nookie, right?
Yeah, not worth it, man.
Not worth it. So,
oh, my God.
So the suspect was finally picked up on Tuesday and booked. Ada says, "I don't know what the big deal is. I just love the man.
I'm sure she does.
I just love him unconditionally, and the fact that he didn't return the love was a little weird." That's what she says. Adis has already had plans to travel from Miami to Arizona when she met the victim, so she said she was going there anyway.
Right.
She maintains that this is all for true love. When you are finding love, not everything is perfect. It is a journey. That was her final words before she was booked and sent into the slammer.
Oh, my God.
She was sent into the slammer for this.
Keisha Taylor said, "I love that lady."
You love that?
Goals.
That's funny. That's what she said, goals?
That's right after she said that she would be cast as your daughter-in-law in the Brad Bernstein movie. Careful there, Zach.
Right. Everybody wants to get with everybody. You know what? Chin wants
Yo-Yo.
Yo-Yo.
Yep.
Vakisha wants Zach.
Vakisha
you got to
wants
wait
Zach.
at least 2 more years. You're going to go to jail otherwise. You got to wait till he turns 18.
Denisha John wants you.
Okay. And who wants you?
Well,
the French guy. You're speaking. The French guy who.
Yeah. I think I don't know who has a crush on me. Honestly, though, no one's made it.
No one's made it clear yet.
No.
I think the French guy.
No one slid up in my DMs. I feel like
I think the French guy.
You think so?
Yeah. What's his name?
David Gabriel.
David Gabriel. Yeah.
Ooh, you think we got something going?
I think you do.
You think there's sparks there, Brad?
I don't know. You're speaking French to him. All right, okay. Before we get to our last thing here, for those of you who have apartments in New York City, it is actually illegal to rent your apartment through Airbnb.
I did know that.
Okay. Now, a woman kept in Tribeca.
Yeah.
She had a rent-stabilized apartment. She was paying $1,500 a month for a 3-bedroom apartment in Tribeca. This is the woman.
Which for non-New Yorkers, that's
like the cheapest thing in the world.
Deal.
That's
right.
That's like the dollar value meal at McDonald's.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
For a 3-bedroom in Tribeca.
Yeah.
So she has a fifth. So and what she did was she rented it out on Airbnb. Her landlord told her to stop doing it.
Right.
She continued to do it anyway. Finally, the landlord took her to court. And after she did not show up to court, oh, by the way, she appeared in Eat, Pray, Love, this woman.
Did she?
So her art did.
Oh, okay.
Not her art did. So after she didn't show up to court, the court ordered her to pay back the landlord a record-setting $185,000 fine for renting out her apartment in Airbnb.
Whoa.
And she has lost her rent-stabilized apartment, and she has to be evicted. So So the landlord said in the court papers, that she had engaged in rent profiteering and commercial exploitation. Her actions are in violation of the Rent Stabilization Code and a number of other laws. But Hickey, this is the old lady.
The old lady, okay.
Right, this old lady. She says she's a platinum tenant who turned to Airbnb briefly to pay for her now former husband's medical bills. She claims an attorney she had consulted gave her the green light to list the 3-bedroom unit on Airbnb. She says, I wouldn't knowingly break the law. And she says she's taking all necessary steps to pay back the money to the people that she rented on Airbnb. If the attorney did tell her that, she's got a good malpractice claim against that attorney. Okay, that's her. But you can't rent on Airbnb in New York City.
And also, I feel like that's a pretty known New York City thing.
That is
even
a known New York City.
Even when you rent on Airbnb, they even tell you do not
do
tell
it in New
them
York City.
your Airbnb.
Correct.
That's
all right. So up next, we're taking your immigration calls. 1-800-529-5465. 1-800-529-5465. It's now that time of the day. It's 6 o'clock where I'm going to be answering your immigration calls. You can call right now, 1-800-529-5465. And we're going to be getting you your answers right now. You like that? I should not. It would have been much better if I didn't stop talking. I was took me by surprise. It took me by surprise, so I had to stop there for a second.
We're super nonchalant about it.
Yes,
this is how cool we are
that's
all
how
the
cool
time.
We are. Nadine in Chicago, how are you? Nadine?
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good.
What's going on?
I have a question.
Yeah.
I'm a green card holder, but my boyfriend getting a little bit of problem, and I'm from Jamaica. So I'm just wondering if I can go home and come back.
You have a green card. Why can't you go home and come back?
I don't know, because they locked me up for one night.
For what?
And
what'd you get locked up for?
Because he spit me in my face and I cut him.
Because why?
So, because he hit me in my face.
Who hit you in your face?
My boyfriend.
Why did you get locked up?
I don't know.
Well, did you react back to him maybe?
Yeah, because I cut him back.
You cut him back. Okay. So you both charges were against both of you. What ultimately happened with your criminal case?
They give me community service to do.
Okay. Is this in Chicago?
Yes.
Okay. So I don't know what you pled guilty to. If you pled guilty to a crime of domestic violence, you got a problem. You shouldn't travel. If you pled guilty to some sort of disorderly conduct or some sort of petty offense, then you have no problem. I think what you should do is consult a very good attorney. You're looking at a very good attorney, so I'm saying consult me and have a consultation. Send over your disposition by email. I'll take a look at it ahead of time, then I'll consult with you and tell you whether or not it's safe for you to travel. So hold on 1 second, okay?
Okay.
All right. 1-800-529. I don't have to say that number. Oh, my God. Look at all this. What's going on here, Kimmy Kim? Lots of people with questions. Tiffany in the Bronx. Tiffany.
Yes.
How are you?
Hello?
How are you?
I'm fine. I have an immigration question I'd like to ask you.
Yes, go ahead.
I'm in the U.S., right? And I'm only here for 3 years. My passport has been expired. I don't like to know if I can get it renewed, my Jamaican passport here.
You can always go and renew your Jamaican passport. The Jamaican consulate's there.
But I do not know how.
Okay, so you go, there's a Jamaican consulate. You're in the Bronx. The consulate's on 3rd Avenue and 40-something Street. I don't remember the exact address. Okay. But you go and they're there to help you. So if you go on Google right now and Google Jamaican Consulate, New York City, New York, and if you do that, I think it's 3rd and 40-something Street, and they even give you a telephone number, and I believe you can go from like 9 to 12. They have a time frame that you're allowed to go. They're there to help citizens of Jamaica. They're not on the U.S. government side. They're on the side of Jamaicans, whether you're in status or out of status. So they will help you renew your passport.
Okay.
All right.
And I have a next question that I'd like to ask you.
Go ahead.
I'm married, but my passport is expired. I don't know if I should put in my paperwork as yet because my passport is not valid right now?
Well,
should I wait?
Well, you're gonna need a new passport when you go to take a fingerprint. So what you should do is go renew your passport first. Make sure you photocopy everything before you go renew it in case you don't get the old passport back. So you have proof of all your entries. And ask them at the Jamaican consulate, how long is this going to take? If it's going to take 2 months, then go file your paperwork because you're not going to fingerprint for 2 months. If it's going to take 6 months, then you may have to hold and wait a few days or a few months, depending on how long it's going to take. So hold on 1 second, we can help you. All right. Let's go to Naren in Jersey City. Naren.
Hey, hi. Good afternoon.
How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Good. What's going on?
I'm a Indian citizen. My current status here is H1. My son is dependent on me. His age is 5 years old on H4 visa. We changed his name last year. We changed his first name basically, not last name, only first name.
Why'd you change his name?
Just like a regular reason. We don't like his old name, and he also don't like his old name. So he was asking us to have a new name. Actually, since beginning we were calling him with both names, but he said, Daddy, I like only this new name.
Okay, so where did you change his name? In India or here in America?
Yeah, so first thing we did in India, we did all the process he got.
So he has a legal document from India saying his name is now something else.
Correct.
Okay,
yeah.
and you're on and he's on an H4 visa.
Yes, he's on a H4 visa, and we got a court order also from the.
Okay, so now you have to get him a new passport with his new name, correct?
No, I got a passport actually. I got a passport. I have a birth certificate. I have a court order.
Okay.
And I think I'm getting the ITIN also with his new name.
All right. So what's the
only
problem?
question, the problem here is he's going for stamping next month.
What stamping for what?
Stamping because he's traveling to India back, and he will be coming back after 2 months. So
okay, so he needs to go to the U.S. Embassy and explain all of this exactly how you explained it to me. He has to be able to explain it.
Oh, okay. My wife will be able to explain because he's just five years old.
Yeah, that's fine. As long as the only thing that they're going to question is why you're doing this. Is there some sort of fraudulent reason why you're trying to change his name? But if there's a real, rational, legitimate reason why you're changing his name, it's not a problem. You're just going to have to explain it. That's all.
Okay, but my only question was because he don't have a new name on the I-94 and I-539 form, that is a petition for H4. Does it matter? Because I think we don't have his new name on a new petition, basically.
No, I don't think it matters because let's say for example, in a marriage case, when people get married, the petition was legitimately in his old name. Here's proof of my new name. Here's proof of my passport in my new name. I'm the same person. I think they're fine.
Oh, okay. Absolutely. Thank you so much.
Okay. All right. 1-800-529-5465. We're going to go to Nikki in Hartford, Connecticut. Nikki. Nicole, excuse me. Nickel.
Oh, Nickel. You say Nicole.
Nickel, I apologize. Nickel, what's up?
Okay. I'm not good, but I'm just I listen to your show all the time, and I say it looks as if you could do some help to people like what you're doing to the rest. So I said I'm gonna find out if you could let me know what is a pending case.
It's a case that you filed.
Pending.
Pending means that you filed an application with the Immigration Service, any type of application, and they haven't given you a decision yet.
But I see where I'm getting paperwork that I have a criminal case and a felony and felon. What are those things sound like?
If you say who's selling you have a criminal case?
I just see paperwork keep backing up, coming to me, so I'm wondering.
What paperwork? Who's sending you paperwork that says you have a criminal case?
Let me see what I see on this.
Okay.
Let me see.
Okay.
I see on this paperwork, but I'm not going to say the name where it comes from.
Mm-hmm.
It says I have felon.
Are you?
And felony.
Are you?
I don't know those things.
Have you ever been arrested?
No, I don't been arrested.
Okay, so then let me make this suggestion to you, okay? Because I don't believe, something is going on here. I don't know what it is.
Yes.
But you're in Hartford, Connecticut.
Yes.
I have an office in Hartford, Connecticut on Congress Street. So
this was going on from I was over New York.
Okay.
I just came
Fine.
over here just.
Okay.
I don't even take no time.
Okay, so you can come see us in Hartford, you can come see us in New York, but bring all that paperwork and we'll decipher everything for you and figure it out. Hold on one second. Let's go to Sandra in Brooklyn. Sandra.
Yes, I have a question here. My sister died. It's years ago she died, but she filed for a kid. She got some when she was alive. And some paper came through. All of the others paper came through, but when they are ready to come to New York,
died.
Yes, my sister died.
And these are her children.
Excuse me?
These were her children that she filed.
Yes, they were. I'm the sister for her.
Okay, fine. And where are these children now?
They are in Jamaica still.
How old are they?
They grown now. They like in their 30s and.
Okay. Yeah, there's not a lot you can do on that old case, unfortunately.
There's nothing I can do.
No, they're going to have to figure out there's no ant filing application, so they're going to have to figure out a way to get here. I don't have the answer. Because now the question is, how do I get my family green cards that are not, close relatives? But you're in Brooklyn, New York. You can come in for our consultation. We can go through options. Maybe there's job sponsorships. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Hold on one second. Let's go to Mr. Q in Newark, New Jersey. Mr. Q.
Hi, Brad. I just got a question. So I filed adjustment of status for my wife. She received her work permit, but that is about to expire. We did our interview back in March 14th, actually.
Mm-hmm.
And I just want to know because the work permit is about to expire in August.
Right.
So should I file it for a new work permit because
Yes.
I haven't heard anything back from them?
Yes, because you don't know when you're going to hear back from them. I mean, you would think and you would assume that everything went well on your interview and you would get the green card before August. But there's no guarantee. I've seen cases pending for 2 years before they make a decision, and there's no rhyme or reason behind it. Just no one got to looking and reviewing your case. So 90 days before the expiration of the work permit, absolutely go refile again.
Go refile. Okay, so will I have to pay that refile fee all over?
Yes.
I would.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
All right, that's all I had. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. All right. 1-800-5. I don't have to say. There's so many people here. Patricia from Atlanta. Patricia.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good.
What's going on?
My question is that my son Valentino,
Mm-hmm.
he is about to get the situation. Twin baby girls.
All right. You were broken up for about 10 seconds. Start again.
Oh,
Who's about to get
I'm
deported?
sorry.
Who's about to get deported?
My son.
Yes. Okay. How old is he?
He is 26.
Okay. Does he have a green card?
No.
Okay. And how long has he been in the United States?
On the 8th of this month, made him 2 years.
Does he have a criminal record?
Yes.
What's the criminal record?
He was charged for misdemeanor.
For what?
His fiance who have the babies for him,
Mm-hmm.
they had a big argument.
Right.
But she also write a letter to the criminal lawyer stating that he never hit her. They just had a high fiery argument.
I don't know what you mean by he wrote a letter to the criminal lawyer. There's a prosecutor who will prosecute a crime whether or not the victim wants to cooperate or not. Once there's an arrest, the prosecutor represents the people, not the victim, although certainly the prosecutor takes into account what happened with the victim. Your son pled guilty to something. Is he with the fiance still or no? Patricia?
An opportunity to go to court.
Let me ask you a question. Is he with the fiance still?
No, sir.
Okay.
She happens to leave him while he was locked up in ICE.
So now he's got a big problem. Okay, he's pled guilty to some sort of domestic violence. and he has no way of getting a green card. He's only been here for a very short period of time. It's not looking very positive for him at the moment. What is your status here, Patricia? Yeah, Patricia needs to go on hold because this will go on forever. I don't know what happened there. Let's go to Roy in Yonkers. Roy.
Yeah, brother. How are you?
What's happening?
No, my mom, her green card is expired.
Uh-huh.
And I want to do her citizenship, and she's 79 years old.
Okay.
What are the procedures? And of her age, what are the fees?
How long has she had a green card?
Over 10 years.
Okay, so the procedures are she needs to file an N-400 application. Over 78 years old, you shouldn't have to take a fingerprint anymore, but she still has to be able to read and write English and pass the citizenship test.
How much you charge to do the application fee for us?
Well, the filing fee is $725 in terms of our legal fee. Let me tell you how lawyers work legal fees, okay? Even though we charge a flat fee here at Spar and Bernstein, and we give you very reasonable payment plans, which are only a couple $100s a month, I figure out what the flat fee is, and the attorneys at the office figure out what the flat fee is based on our best guesstimate of how many hours we're going to work on the case. I don't know until I meet your mom and figure out all the issues that are going to be surrounding her and her citizenship. But we do have a small consultation fee. You can come in and we'll figure it out. So hold on. All right, let's go to Lisa in Queens. Lisa.
Hi, how are you? I'm great. I have one really quick question.
Sure.
I was granted Convention Against Torture a few years ago because I didn't apply for the political asylum within the 1 year period. However, I am not sure how do I move ahead from that in order to gain my my permanent status. I, however, have U.S. citizen kids. My daughter was supposed to do my paperwork.
Is she over 21?
Yeah, over 21.
How did you come to the United States?
On a visa.
And why were you originally put in deportation? You only get Convention Against Torture if you're seeing an immigration judge and you're in deportation.
I was arrested.
For what?
I was arrested.
For what?
Yes.
For what?
I have a misdemeanor.
For what?
I think larceny.
Larceny?
Yes.
Okay.
Petty larceny.
Petty larceny. Okay. Well, when did it happen? When did the petty larceny happen?
Like 17 years ago. Really long time.
Okay. So even if it's not a petty offense and it's a crime of moral turpitude and a deportable offense, which is probably what it is because you wound up in deportation.
Yes, that's what it is. It was a crime of moral turpitude.
Okay. Because it happened more than 15 years ago, there's a waiver for that. If your daughter files an adjustment for you.
But that's where I have one question.
Okay.
I was then assaulted by my daughter during the time frame that she was supposed to do my papers. She did then get arrested, but because I know she had like a little mental issues, I spoke to the prosecutor, and they were just like having counseling and getting the mental health that she needs.
Okay,
So
as long as everything is good between you and your daughter now, that's what's important.
Yeah, but what I wanted to know, the DA was telling me that with that happened with her, she doesn't want to do it anymore. But there's like, with what she did to me, I can go to an attorney and have it done through that way. I'm not quite sure how.
Well, that could possibly be a U visa, but that's going to take a very long time to do. But certainly, it's better than nothing. So we can look at that route as well. So a U visa would be somebody who is a serious victim of a crime. All right. So hold on one second. All right. And then ultimately, whatever you get, whether it's your daughter's going to file for you, you do a U visa, whatever it is ultimately after everything gets approved, you're going to have to go back to the judge to reopen that deportation case. All right. But hold on one second. Okay.
Okay.
All right. All right. Let's go to Garwin in Fort Hood, Texas. Garwin.
Yes, Brett, how are you doing?
How are you?
I'm good. Well, I have a quick question to ask.
Go ahead.
I'm filing for my change of status. I got married last year with a U.S. citizen.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, I was told that my kids that are not here in the United States that are underage that I have to, submit their birth certificate. Is that true? Are they needed right now since they are not here?
Where are your children? They're in another country?
Yes, they are not here.
No, you don't need to submit their birth certificates, and it's not children with your wife, is it?
You said what?
These are not children with your current wife. These are children with a different
No.
woman.
It's from my. They are from my ex-wife.
That's fine. No, you don't need to submit their birth certificates unless you're going to file for them.
Okay, she's not filing for them at all.
Okay, fine. No, you don't need to.
Okay, but their names are in the forms, right?
That's fine. Yeah, that's fine. But you don't need to submit their birth certificates.
Okay.
Okay.
You're welcome. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. All right, let's go to Thompson in Bowie, Maryland. Thompson.
Hi. My question is, I'm recently married to a U.S. citizen. I want to know when it's time to file, to put in my paperwork, and if I have to get a lawyer on the case, or I have a child here, she's 10-year-old, and if I could put her on the through when I'm putting in my paperwork.
Okay, so you have 3 questions. You're married. Yeah. When should you put in the paperwork? 2, can you add your child? And 3, do you need a lawyer? So I am going to give you all my Brad truisms all in 3 sentences. You're asking a lawyer if you need a lawyer. Of course you do, okay? Because you've never done this before, and a good lawyer has done this thousands or tens of thousands of times. One wrong slip up and you're in deportation. Okay, so I would generally say yes, hire an attorney, at least certainly have a consultation with an attorney. Number 2, you should file as soon as you get married. Every day you're here out of status in the United States of Donald Trump is a day that you're in jeopardy. So you're married in a bona fide marriage, go file. Yeah. Don't wait. Number 3, you have to add your daughter's name on your application because that is a question that is asked of you on your application, but ultimately your husband has to file a separate adjustment application for your daughter at the same time.
Okay.
And I can help you.
Okay. Yeah, you have any so it's in Bowie, I have to go to New York.
No, you don't have to go to New York. We do it over the telephone, and we'll come to Bowie, Maryland at the time of the interview. So hold on one second, but we do everything through the mail and phone. Hold on. All right? Let's go to Pauline in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Pauline.
Hi, brother.
Hi, how are you? What's happening?
I'm fine, thank you. I'm one of your favorite listeners, and I always praise for God for you. I was the person that put in front of God last year.
Thank you.
The problem is,
I take all prayers. I appreciate it. So
I know, and you reply back to me. Yeah. My problem is, I've been coming into the U.S. from 1980. Never live in the country.
Right.
Just spend a month, go back, buy my goods because I've got business in Jamaica. Mm-hmm. But during the last 4 months now, when I went to visit my daughter in Philadelphia, I have a heart attack I didn't know. Oh. And when they rushed me to the hospital, they said my heart failure was 25%. It was at the 60%. And I have 3 days to live.
Oh my God!
Immediately.
This wasn't 3 days ago, was it? This was a while back.
No,
thank
4
God.
years ago.
4 years ago. All right, good.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So I'm on. I need doctor something now. They put in a pacemaker inside of me, and it's not working. The heart dropping to reach 15.
Okay.
And they have to take it out. I was in the ICU, and they put a defibrillator inside of me, so I'm working with this machine. But my problem is my daughter was born in the U.S. 30 years now, and it's the first time in the U.S. for so long, 4 years. So she filed for me, and everything coming through. So I got a reply from immigration 2 weeks ago. I'm supposed to go for an interview next Thursday.
Okay.
The 17th of May. Yeah, but I heard you was talking about if you have kids born up here because my daughter born here.
Don't worry about it.
I didn't get no assistance from them.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Don't worry.
I don't take no.
You're fine.
I don't take no assistance from them or
You're
nothing.
fine. You're fine. Don't worry.
Yeah.
You're good. Okay.
Yeah.
You don't need to worry about this. You're gonna get your green card next week.
Okay, and next thing, Brad. The immigration doctor that was doing the test for me.
Mm-hmm.
He put on the paper because I got one for myself and one for the immigration officer not to open. But when I opened my one, you put on there heart failure and
Right.
have a device inside of her.
Okay. That's not a reason because you have a bad heart doesn't mean that they have to have a bad heart and deny you. That's not a reason. That's not a reason to deny you.
Yeah.
All right.
Because I'm still on doctor.
That's fine. You're fine.
Yeah.
You're fine.
Okay, thank you so much.
All right. And best of luck. And if you haven't, thank you. Best of luck. I'll put in a prayer
Yes.
for you. You don't need it because
please
you're fine.
do that,
I will
yeah.
do it, but you
Yeah.
don't need it. And then if you have any problem at your interview, you call me.
I will do that.
All right.
Thank you so
You're
much.
very welcome.
You and your team do a
Thank you.
great work, and I hope you enjoy yourself.
Thank you.
Goodbye.
Thank
Love you, Brad.
Thank you. Thank you. Stay well. All right. Let's go to Denise in Brooklyn, New York. Denise.
Yes.
How are
good
you?
night.
Good night.
I'm doing good. All right. I am in status now, and my daughter is trying to file for me. I'd like to ask a question. If she file the paper up here, can I go back to Jamaica to collect it? I don't want to stay.
How are you over? Did you overstay your time?
No.
Yes,
I'm just in the island for about 2 months now.
Okay.
2.5 months.
You are. Where are you? You're just here in New York, and then you're going back to
Jamaica.
That's
Can
fine.
she file a paper up here?
File the
before I
I-130.
go
Yeah.
down?
File the I-130 and go down, and you'll be back with a green card in a year.
Okay, all right. Thank you
You're very
much.
welcome.
Okay, bye.
All right.
Thanks.
So let's go to Aki in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Aki. Hello? Aki? Used to go to a Japanese restaurant named Aki. Very good teriyaki chicken.
Hello.
Hello, Aki.
Yeah, good evening. I have a little question to
What?
ask. I got married to a U.S. citizen in February 2016. We went for an interview. But at the end of the interview, it did not. What he said was a little bit different from what I said. There was a little discrepancies.
Right.
When we came out, he didn't say what. I don't know because he said he was tired. He worked over the night. So ever since they haven't written us, it's been 5 months. We didn't hear from them. I'm even pregnant right now. It's making the whole thing difficult for me. I feel like pulling out of the relationship, divorcing. But if my case is on pending, I don't know how it's going to affect me.
Well,
And,
if you pull out of the relationship and get divorced and you don't have your green card yet, that's the end of the case.
Okay. But
Now, is there abuse in the relationship?
Verbal abuse. He doesn't stay at home. He cheats on me. Though it's not physical, but it's
Okay,
just
but you know what? Verbal abuse can be as painful as physical abuse. Extreme emotional abuse, extreme verbal abuse can be just as painful as physical abuse. So what I would like you to do, okay, is I would like you to hold on, and I would like you to have a consultation with us, and let's go through your entire marriage. And if we can develop an extreme emotional abuse case, then yes, you may want to leave because you shouldn't be in that type of situation. So hold on 1 second, okay? Let's go to Isana in East Orange, New Jersey. Isana. Tasha.
Hi, Brad.
I apologize, Tasha. Isana doesn't even close to Tasha. But you know what? On my screen, on my screen here, I wish I could show you, but on my screen here, the top of your name is cut off, so I don't see. I don't see the T crossing over, or so I'm just reading half of a line. If you understand what I'm saying, you get it, right, Kim? Do you understand what I'm saying? You say what I'm saying. Okay. So Tasha, let me start that again. Tasha in East Orange, New Jersey. How are you?
I'm doing good, Brad.
What's going on?
All right, so Brad, my question is, my husband petitioned for my daughter last year, October, right? And we had to move in March of this year. Right. When I moved, I submitted the address change online, which they had sent her approval notice. She's in Jamaica. They had sent her approval notice to the old address, but when I changed the address, we got both the approval notice and the change of address on the same day.
Okay.
That was on March 28th. And then when I checked it online, they said they sent it over to the NVC on April 10th, right? Okay. But they said I'm supposed to get a reply within 30 days.
And you haven't heard anything?
I haven't. No.
All right. So it's April 10th, and we're now May 10th.
So I would have to check it from April 10th.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
we're just there at that 30-day mark now. Okay.
Okay.
So, it's April. It's May 11th now, so you're at 31 days. Yeah,
Okay.
wait a few more days, and if not, there's a telephone number to call the National Visa Center.
Okay.
Do you know that number?
I think it's on the letter.
Yes, it's on the letter. So actually, literally on Monday, if you don't get anything in the mail by Monday or Tuesday, I mean, you got to stay on hold for a little bit, but I would call them Monday or Tuesday and say, hey, what happened?
All right, no problem.
All right?
Okay. All right, thank you.
You're welcome. All right, so we're going to speak to Roy in Yonkers, New York, and right after Roy, we're going to go to our social media check-in with Belgium Kim, who is right now sitting next to me, and she is typing like a fiend. She's telling me, whispering in my ear, my fingers hurt from typing, and I said, Kim, keep typing.
Keep typing.
Just keep typing.
Hi.
I don't care, keep typing. So type it there. We just keep doing it.
We power through here.
Power through. All right, let's go to Roy in Yonkers, New York. Roy.
Yes, Rod.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm here waiting patiently.
Good. You got me now.
Yeah.
What's your question? What's your question, Roy?
I was telling you about my mother, and she's 79 years old, and
this is about the citizenship.
Yes.
Oh, okay. I spoke with you already. Okay. So what else do you need to know?
Okay. Somebody was telling me that at her age, the fee for her would be like $640.
Yes, because you don't have to pay the that's true. Because you don't have to pay for the biometric.
Okay.
Right. So the $720, it's $725 less $85. That is correct.
Okay. But if I ask you to come into your office and you do the papers for us, how much that would cost us?
I don't know. As I told you before, we got to figure out what needs to be done, how many hours we're going to spend. And there's no way. It's not like I'm selling a refrigerator. I'm selling my. What I do is I'm selling my time. So when you go to a lawyer, even though it's a flat fee, I'm selling my time. That's what lawyers sell. So I don't know how much time we're going to be on the case. That's why I can't tell you. There's no way.
Right.
All right, but hold on. It's worth it.
You were for us before.
Yeah, it's worth it though. You know that.
You know, and I just don't want to do the paper and then I end up in trouble myself.
Sure. Well, come in for a consultation. You were with us before, so you know we're good, and we'll see if we can do something that's fair for you. Okay.
All right. What do I do? Set up an appointment?
Yeah, hold on.
Call the office.
No, hold on. You've called the office. You're speaking to the office right now, believe it or not. I'm going to put you on hold and let somebody speak with you, okay? So hold on. All right. So now, Belgium Kim has been Wow, I'm having trouble. Furiously, not fiercely. I was about to say fiercely, but furiously.
I was doing it fiercely, too.
Fiercely typing away to the entire Brad squad, getting all the questions set up for people who are a little too shy to call us on the phone. And we called this little thing that we do our social media check-in. Let's go to social media check-in with Belgium Kim. All right, so what do we got, Kim?
Our first question is from Keisha, and Keisha says, hey Brad, keep up the good work.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I did my interview for my 2-year green card, and I was approved and told I would be receiving it in the mail in just 2 weeks. Do I need to apply for a social security number after, or am I going to receive it at the same time that I get the green card?
No, you got to apply for the social security after you get the green card by going to the social security office.
Louis said, hey Brad, how do they treat VAWA petition cases? Is it the same as a regular case?
No, a VAWA case is a VAWA case, and a regular case is a regular case, and an apple is an apple, and an orange is an orange. They're different. It's different. I don't know what he wants me to say.
Maybe she's wondering in terms of wait time.
Wait time is longer.
For VAWA?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Different things to prove.
I did not know these things. Barry Ann says, hey Brad, my cousin did 2 interviews and it's been a year now and no response, but they're married for 5 years. So what are your thoughts?
Your cousin's got a big problem. Married for 5 years, 2 interviews, and no results. I think it's time, it's time to get a lawyer.
That's what the lawyer thinks.
That's what the lawyer thinks.
And apparently, if you're asking a lawyer, so do you.
That's very true.
Marcia says, hey, I missed the information about Medicaid and immigrants. Are you able to talk a little bit more about what changes have been made?
I can, just so you know that this show this show lives forever. So you can go back and watch it after we're done, and we talked about it at the top of our show. But and there are no changes with immigrants and Medicaid at this moment. Zero. It's the same as it was yesterday. It's the same as it was a year ago. It's the same as it was a decade ago. The only thing I had said is that the Trump administration is considering changing the rules as it pertains to immigrants who are out of status getting Medicaid. And usually, if you're an immigrant out of status getting Medicaid, this is where the fake news comes in. You are not eligible for Medicaid. If you're out of status, you can't go to a doctor and say, hey, charge Medicaid, thanks for the antibiotic. They're not going to give you Medicaid. So the only people who get Medicaid are people who are citizens, people who are lawful residents, and people who are unborn children who will be citizens. So when you're pregnant and out of status and you are going to a doctor, it is not you who is getting Medicaid, it is the unborn child, which is pretty hypocritical of Donald Trump and the Republicans who are so-called pro-life, okay? Or maybe they're only pro-life when it comes to white people or Americans or whatever, but certainly not for immigrants, because they will allow an unborn child who has absolutely no control over where they are being born or what their medical care is going to be. They will say too effing bad to this unborn child who's going to become a United States citizen. You get no medical care if you want your mommy to get a green card. Pretty hypocritical. Now, it hasn't happened yet. We'll see what happens. I would suspect that even if it does happen, there would be some massive lawsuits, and you can go back and watch my discussion. After we're done, you can go back and watch the discussion.
And Ahmed has kind of a follow-up as well. A lot of people seem to be concerned about this potential rule. He's wondering, would it affect someone who just filed the I-751? So if you've been receiving, he said he has Medicaid but doesn't use it. He got the tax credit but does not get food stamps.
No, it's in reference to people who are out of status applying for a green card. Oh, there it is, Jilly. It happened.
What? I wonder if people noticed, because I hadn't noticed until
it just happened.
I wouldn't have noticed if you hadn't said it right there.
Middle-aged Jewish man syndrome.
Do people know what just happened, do you think?
I don't know. Jilly knows.
Jilly knows.
Yes, she says it happens once a show.
It does.
Because I drink so much, and there's some air that obviously, because I talk so much, my mouth gets dry. And maybe I should drink a lot of water before I do the show, but then I get scared, oh my God, I'm going to end up having to pee in my pants sitting here for 2 hours. So I sip the water as I go along, but then sometimes you end up sipping air.
I guess a light burp is better than you peeing
I
on yourself.
didn't say, you didn't need to announce it to everybody. People could have guessed what it was.
Oh, I'm sorry. Cat's out of the bag.
Come on.
It wasn't the fact that you do it every single show. It's the word.
It's the word.
It's a dirty
right.
thing.
It's a dirty thing.
I got you. Thanks for clearing that up for me,
Yes.
Brad. We've got Reginald Amata, who says, my priority date is September 17th of 2017. We're now in May. No interview yet for my citizenship. When should I come see you? Is it after 10 to 15 months? It keeps saying you're next in line for an interview online.
Come see me.
Thank you, oh Lord, wants to know.
You're welcome.
You're
so welcome. I'm not welcome. That would be pretty pompous of me.
That would be a little bit.
Heretical.
Heretical, yes.
Is that
like
the word?
Heresy?
Heresy.
Yeah, it would
heresy.
be heretical.
Yeah, heretical. Okay.
Thank you, oh Lord, says, I went for an interview about 6 months ago with my U.S. citizen husband, but I haven't heard back from USCIS since. So how can I reach them?
You write them. They're not going to get on the phone. You can write them, or you can do what's called an InfoPass appointment and go down to the local office and speak with them. But you go online to do an InfoPass appointment, where you make an appointment and speak to somebody.
Carlette says, I'm a U.S. citizen and I filed for my 18-year-old daughter 6 months ago. I received a letter from them that they received my application, but I haven't heard from them since. What should I do?
Unfortunately, you're going to have to wait. Probably won't hear for another 2 or 3 months.
Ahmed says, if someone got deported, can they come back through his or her parents if they're citizens?
Depends on why they were deported, but perhaps you were deported under the age of 18, had a green card, and your parents were citizens at that time. Perhaps you are a citizen, then it doesn't matter why you were deported. They deported an American citizen, and you should never have been deported in the first place. I've had that situation happen multiple times where they deported adults whose parents were citizens before they were 18, and nobody ever questioned whether they were derived citizenship through their parents. And then people who were deported for 10, 15 years came back with a U.S. passport 2 weeks later after I got involved.
Oh my God.
Yeah, we have those cases.
Reason 176 on Just Today's show why you need an attorney. My God. Don't be stuck in a country for 10 years when you're a U.S. citizen and you don't need to be. Whew. You heard that. Barry Ann said, oh, there's some translation. Is it possible to file for his daughter even though he hasn't gotten approved yet? That's the whole thing.
I assume that it's his wife who's filing for him, and he wants to file for his daughter simultaneously in the end, and have the wife file for the daughter simultaneously.
Wow.
Yes.
How could you have possibly gleaned that?
Because I have this.
Damn good.
I have this big, when they say, check out the big brain on Brad.
It's a big brain on Brad.
That's exactly where Tarantino got it from.
That Brad right there.
Correct.
Wow. Mary says, can I travel with an expired ID from New York to Florida if I'm out of status, but my passport is not expired? So could I just use my passport?
You on an airplane to get on a plane? Sure.
And then I believe that's all we've got
that's
for
all
right
we have
now.
right now.
Just for right now. I'm sure they'll keep rolling in, but that's all we've got for now.
All right, so we have a couple people who've been on hold for a little bit. I'm going to speak with them.
Yep.
And then we got some surprises.
Ooh, surprises.
All right, so let's go. Aren't we supposed to have, where's our little graphic? We're ready to
roll.
Roll back to calls.
We're getting answers.
We're getting answers.
If you will.
Answers.
Answers.
There we go. Getting answers. All right. All right, so let's go to Carrie in Long Island. Carrie.
Hi, Brad.
How you doing?
I'm good. Brad, I came to the country 13 years ago on somebody else's stuff. However, I have a sick child. He's 5 now, but my baby father, he's a citizen. Is he allowed to file for me without me going back to Jamaica?
Do you have the stuff that you came here on?
No.
The answer is yes, but we got to figure it out. You're going to need a waiver for fraud. What is wrong with your child?
He has autism.
Okay, yeah, so that's a waiver that would get approved. I'm sorry to hear that. All right, but
let me ask a question, because when I came, right, they took my my fingerprint, only one, my index finger. So would that be a problem?
No, so they should have a record of your entry as somebody else. So definitely hold on 1 second. All right. Let's go to Patrick.
I'm trying to get that.
Patrick in Brooklyn. Patrick.
Hello, yes, I'm answering. Hello.
Hello.
Patrick, yeah.
Patrick.
Hello, how are you?
How are you?
Yeah, just a minute. Hold on.
Sure.
Yeah, my question is.
Okay.
My question is, I filed for my son Patrick when he was 17 years old in high school for citizenship. They did send 2 letters to respond, but I was out of town and he never go for the interview. I signed the paperwork in my drawer like 15 years later, so he didn't tell me about it. I know about the first one and I booked my ticket to go someplace. And when I come back, that was 6 weeks, he get a new one and didn't tell me. So we moved from that address.
Wait. Wait, because you went very fast. I'm just trying to carry along with what you're saying. You filed for your son 15 years ago. He never got his green card. You found the paperwork in your drawer.
15 years later, I signed it, and now he's 30-something years old. I want to know if he's still a citizen.
Where is he now?
He's in Buffalo.
When you said you filed, did he never got a green card, or he got a green card?
Yes, he have a green card, and I'm a citizen.
Okay. Did he have a green?
Father is a citizen. Mother is a citizen. Yes, he had a green card.
Okay. Question for you: did you become a citizen before he was 18 years old?
Yes.
Did Dad become a citizen before he was 18 years old?
Yes.
Did he have a green card before he was 18 years old?
Yes, they came here on a green card because I filed for them. I'm the mother.
He's a citizen.
So he's a citizen, but he don't know. So what can he do?
I know. You know. Well, we got to call him and tell him he's a citizen. Someone's got to call him and tell him. Patrick, you're a citizen.
But what kind of proof paperwork he need? He didn't take the test.
He doesn't need to take a test. He was a citizen the day Mom and Dad became a citizen before 18. So what he's going to do? So what he's going to do is this is what you do. Okay, I need a copy of his green card. I need a copy of your naturalization certificate, a copy of Dad's naturalization certificate, and his birth certificate, copy of his birth certificate. Those 4 documents. It's all you need. You got to collect those 4 documents, bring them to me, and we're going to get him a passport and a certificate of citizenship. There's no test.
Oh, so where are you located?
Across the river from you in Manhattan. You're in Brooklyn. Hold on one second. All right? Let's go to Bridget in Lauderhill, Florida. Bridget.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Excelente.
That's great.
Yes.
I love that
why shouldn't I
song.
be excelente?
Well, I think you should.
I think everybody should. That's what we strive here on the Brad Show Live, to make everybody excelente. What can we do to help you?
True.
What can we do to help you?
That is so true. Okay. My question is, let me say this before I say the question. I've been married for 2 years and a few months now. I overstayed my visa, and my husband is trying to file for me. I have a son for him. And he's trying to file for me, but I get to understand that he has to be a citizen before he can file for me.
Not true.
Not true?
You could file as a permanent resident, just a different process, but he can certainly file for you. Why wouldn't, he can file for you, takes 18 months, you do a provisional waiver, you go home, come back, get a green card.
Okay, because someone is telling me that everything is changed. He has to be a citizen.
Okay, here's another Bradism. Who is they that everybody listens to? Who are these they people?
That is the thing.
Right?
That is the thing.
Yeah.
I keep listening to people, and when I can easily call the right person,
Stop listening to they and start listening to Brad. Hold on one second. All right. Let's go to Kerry in Brookhaven. Kerry. Brookhaven, Mississippi. 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 Mississippi.
Did you win the spelling bee?
I did not. I was a terrible speller.
Really?
I was a terrible speller.
But you just did that so sweetly.
Yes.
And rhythmically.
Yes. Does a deer, female deer, raise a drop of golden sun. MISSISSIPPI.
Those are completely not related.
Different, unrelated. I don't know why Kerry can't talk to us, but we're going to put her on hold. All right. So with that said, okay, Belgium Kim, that's you.
That's me.
Right? You went out onto the streets.
Back where I belong.
What? Right where you belong, on the streets. Okay, you are on the streets.
Yeah.
Where I sent you back where I found you.
Right where you found me.
Right where I found you.
As my brothers like to say, I was found in an apple crate when I was little.
But that's very funny because that's where I found you as well.
That's where we found me, right in that apple crate.
In the apple crate. and I put you back in the apple. No, we sent Belgium Kim out on the streets, and what we do is we call this segment Bratified Marriage, where we ask normal people, when we say normal people, American citizens who have nothing to do, not that immigrants are not normal, but just like your average person who's walking down the street who's an American citizen, they're a couple, they're married, maybe they're long-term boyfriend, girlfriend, people who have absolutely nothing to do with immigration whatsoever, we ask them, hey, give 5 minutes, talk to Belgium Kim, and see if you would pass the marriage interview if one of you needed a green card. Let's see what happened.
Hey Brad Squad, it's Belgium Kim with another round of Bratified Marriage, and today we are back with a brand new couple who's going to try and beat Shay and Sport from last time. Can they steal their crown? Let's find out right now. Introducing Yasmin and Shawn. What is Yasmin's biggest pet peeve?
Ooh, which one?
I'm gonna think about that for a second.
That's fine.
I think I would have to say eating too noisily, perhaps.
Is that are you a loud chewer?
Yeah, I just like to savor the flavor, you know, and in some cultures it's a compliment.
Right.
So.
And for her, it is not.
His biggest pet peeve is texting.
Okay.
I would say.
Just any kind of texting?
Yeah, like keeping up to date, like updating each other.
Hates doing it.
Yeah.
Yasmin, what is your biggest pet peeve?
I went with the dishes. Dirty dishes.
But wait, Shawn, what's your biggest pet peeve?
Not soaking dishes or leaving the sponge in the sink.
That's true.
What did you say Shawn's pet peeve was?
I said texting.
Yeah. You're not a texter?
I was taught that you do the thing that you're doing at this moment, and texting can always wait.
Okay. So it's fair. He has like strong opinions about it. What did you say Yasmin's biggest pet peeve was?
I said Yasmin's biggest pet peeve was my loud eating.
No, she's not denying it.
That was just in the beginning, though. You're so good now.
He did say he's been working on it.
Now it's not anymore.
It comes up every once in a while.
Maybe.
Some things you can't help. Popcorn, it's just a noisy food. Chips, they're just noisy food.
Soup is a noisy food.
Yeah, soup is a noisy food.
Just hot food in general.
No, well, not all hot food. That's too far. When and how did you meet her parents?
I met her parents for the first time when I spent Christmas vacation with her for the first time. Her dad picked us up from the airport, and we stayed at her mom's place.
When and how did that happen?
I met his mom first and his uncle at a wedding of his mom's cousin's daughter.
When and how did you meet each other's parents?
I met your mom and your dad at your second cousin's wedding, and then your dad later during the family vacation.
Shawn said the exact same thing. When and where did you meet Yasmin's parents?
At our first Christmas together when we visited Germany.
Yes, well done. You guys live together.
We do.
What date did you guys move in together?
We moved in together.
We moved in together on August 16th, 2017.
Do you think Shawn's gonna know that answer?
I know he knows it's in August. It was last August. He should remember that.
Okay.
I think mid-September, so maybe September 15th or 16th.
Shawn, what month did you guys move in?
September?
Yasmin, you know an exact date. What's the exact date you guys moved in?
It was August 16th.
Oh.
I got the day right.
Yeah, he was like, it was definitely in the middle of September.
I started
15th,
grad school in the middle of September.
She was already in school, man. Who is Shawn's best friend? Numero uno.
He has two really big ones. I'm gonna go with Brendan.
Brendan?
Yeah, Brendan. This is.
How did he and Brendan meet?
They went to college together.
Okay.
Yeah, classic best friends.
Who is Yasmin's current best friend? That's not yet me. That will be me.
Ooh. I would say that would have to be her very good friend and also co-choreographer Yuriko.
Who was Shawn's absolute bestie? Sorry, other bestie.
I said Brendan.
So did Shawn!
I did.
Who's Yasmin's best friend?
That would be Yuriko.
Oh, wow.
Yuriko.
Yeah.
He knows. Why are you surprised?
Because I talk about so many friends like constantly, and I wasn't sure if you would like filter Yuriko out of it. I don't know.
Who does the grocery shopping, and where do you grocery shop?
Shawn does the grocery shopping right now mainly. We go to Mostly organic stores, but we have a C-Town that's really close, so often after work, tired, we just go to C-Town.
We both grocery shop. I think because she's been in grad school recently, maybe I've done a little bit more. We've been going to Whole Foods, but sometimes in a pinch, our local grocery store, C-Town.
Yasmin, who does most of the grocery shopping?
Shawn does.
What was your incredibly diplomatic answer?
I said that we share that chore a lot, but because she's been in grad school, I might be doing it a bit more.
What is the supermarket we go to?
C-Town.
You guys are perfect. What would you say is Shawn's biggest hobby? Ooh, her eyes got so big.
I know that one. He's really into D&D. Yeah, Dungeons and Dragons.
Okay.
Yeah.
What would you say is Yasmin's favorite hobby?
Yasmin's favorite hobby. She likes to watch episodes of New Girl and Friends. And she likes to shop for things for the apartment.
Yasmin, what would you say is Shawn's biggest hobby?
I said D&D.
He's a D&Der. He said the same thing. Shawn, what is Yasmin's biggest hobby?
I said shopping for our apartment or watching episodes of New Girl or Friends.
That's also really true.
What did you say your biggest hobby was, Yasmin?
I said dancing.
Because she's a dancer, bro.
But we're both dancers. That's our job.
And hobby.
I think you guys did a great job. I think that you guys would, in fact, pass a bona fide marriage interview. So congratulations and thank you so much. You guys were amazing. Thank you. Okay, Brad Squad, I don't know about you guys, but I think Shawn and Yasmin may have just given Shay and Sport a run for their money for the Bratified crown. Tell us in the comments who you think won it. And until next time, maybe summer love is going to mean that we get more successful couples out here. You'll have to watch and see. See you soon, Brad Squad.
So I think they did pretty good there, huh? Belgium Kim.
They did.
Yeah.
They answered almost everything right.
Right. That's a couple that would pass easily.
I think they would.
Yes,
I think they would.
I agree. I give them the Bratified marriage.
Stamp of approval.
Stamp of approval. Okay, let's find Kerry in Brookhaven, Mississippi. Kerry. Hello?
Yes.
How are you?
I'm fine.
What can I do to help you?
I have a friend that's in Nigeria. And we're trying to figure out what is the process to do him a invitational visa.
Well, you're asking, you have a friend. There's no friend visa. So an invitation, you're sending him an invitation to try to get a visitor's visa for him. But he would have to show, more importantly than the invitation about where he's staying or what he's doing, more important than that, and that's important, but more important than that, he has to show that at the end of his visit, he's going to go back to Nigeria. That's what he has to really prove. What are his ties to Nigeria that when he's done with his trip, he will return home? All right, I don't know. I don't know anything about the man. So what I would suggest is you hold on and let's have a consultation. We can go through it with you, all right? So let's hold on there. And now we have Samantha in Brooklyn, New York. And right after Samantha, coming right up after that, we're going to check back with Belgium Kim in our social media check-in. Samantha.
Hi, good evening.
How are you?
Hello?
Yes, how are you?
I'm doing fine. How are you doing?
Good.
Yeah, so I have a couple of questions. The first question is, I have 3 kids, and I'm currently out of status, but I'm going to get that adjusted in a few months because I'm going to, do the process.
Okay.
However, I was talking to a friend of mine, and she said that one of her friends is doing this thing, and if the child is over 16, I cannot petition for I'd have to petition for the child separately. Is that the case?
Who's adjusting your status? How are you adjusting your status?
I'm getting married.
Okay, you have to get married before the child turns 18, and whether the child was 2 or 12 or 15 or 16, your spouse would have to file a separate adjustment for him or her.
Okay.
Just make sure the marriage happens. The marriage has to happen before the kid turns 18, and you're going to file one adjustment application, and your child's going to file a separate one, both sponsored by your spouse.
Okay. The next question is how long does the process take in Chicago as opposed to here in New York?
Similar.
It's a similar. And at the moment, I would like to travel. What's the best? What do you recommend is the best way for me to travel? Airplane.
Yeah.
Even though I'm out of status.
Even though you're out of status. Because if you've traveled New York to Chicago by bus or train, it goes way up north by the Canadian border, and ICE is working up there. So absolutely plane.
Oh, okay.
Okay?
Okay.
All right.
Okay. Yeah.
Hold on one second. Yeah.
Okay.
Is that it?
No, you told me to hold on.
Oh, no. I thought maybe you had one more question.
Oh, I did, but I forgot. I'm sorry.
You forgot.
Yeah. If I remember, I'll call back.
Okay, that sounds like a good idea. Hold on. All right, so now we're going to go to our social media check-in, second time, with Belgium Kim. All right, what do we got?
Our first question is from Ine, and Ine says, I'm a J1 intern here in the U.S. for the last 12 months. Am I eligible to apply for a working visa?
You are, basically a J1 is a type of a working visa, but you would have to, there's no, you don't apply for a work visa because you feel like it. You need a sponsor. So we got to figure out who's going to sponsor you and what type of work visa you would be eligible for.
Worrell says, my son is only 13 years old and unfortunately his mother just passed away and I'm working on getting him here to the U.S. He's currently in Trinidad and they want to put him in a home for boys. Can anyone help me, please?
Yes. What is your status? How are you working on getting him here? We got to figure all this stuff out.
And the number is right on the screen below.
Correct.
UDS De Silva says...
Isn't that like a destroyer in the U.S. military?
Is it the USS?
The USS De Silva?
Is that a thing?
I don't know. It just sounded like it.
It does sound like a warship.
Yeah, it sounds like a warship to me. The entire warship has a question from the Persian Gulf as we speak.
They're phoning in right now. Isn't there also a wrestler named Silva or De Silva? There goes my wrestling knowledge, family. De Silva's question is, my mom was in the U.S. around 2001, that's my best guess, and she was out of status and then returned to my home country. Now I'm a green card holder here and I can sponsor for her to come. And could she come over? She wants to provide her,
You can't sponsor as a green card holder, you have to be a citizen. So De Silva is a green card holder. Become a citizen, then file for your mom.
And so the question is, okay, so let's say that he waits until he's a citizen and files for mom. Is the fact that she previously lived here out of status going, even though it was 15 years ago, going to result in some sort of issue when he's filing for her?
No, because she's been out of the country for more than 10 years, presuming the only thing she did wrong was live here out of status, that she didn't commit any crimes while she was here.
Okay. And that's all we got for right now, Brad.
All right. So before we get into more telephone calls, our Miami field correspondent, Anna Azcona, she spoke to a Mauricio Mendoza. It is the content producer for La Musica app, about his struggles to build his professional career once he came to the United States from Colombia. You know, it's one thing to come to the United States and say, wow, you know, everything's paved with gold here. Mm-hmm. It's not. Just because you get here and you get here legally doesn't mean the hard work's over. The hard work just begins once you get here. Let's watch.
Hey friends from the Brad Show Live, I'm Anna Azcona. Today I have here with me Mauricio Mendoza. He's one of...
Apparently it's so hard nobody wants us to see it. So instead, Belgium Kim, this so well. Do we want to try again? Do we want to try Anna again? Nah, not yet.
Jeff literally just had time to put up the heart emoji.
Yes, and then it was done.
Before she was gone.
I want you to know I'm getting in my ear that damn groundhog again.
What's he saying?
I don't know, but it's the groundhog.
He pushed buttons.
He pushed buttons, apparently, that groundhog. And what could I say?
He's probably one of the worst interns we've ever had, I feel like.
One of the worst interns.
He's blown up the studio.
Yes.
He refuses to read the disclaimer.
Mm-hmm.
What's going on, Groundhog Sam? Pull your weight, man.
All right, so let's go to UD
has a question.
In Glenmont, Maryland. UD, how are you?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Yes, what's going on?
Yeah, I just want to ask you one question, please.
Uh-huh.
I'm a green card holder. My mom was here more than 15 years, but she's out of status that time, but she returned back to my country. Now she'd like to come for the visit. She can come over here.
Wasn't that just asked in... She was out of status for 15 years. She left, and now she wants to come and visit?
Yeah.
Okay. She's not going to be able to visit because once you live here out of status, even if it was 15 years ago, they're never going to give you a visitor's visa again. But if you're a citizen, you can file for her. Are you a citizen?
Yeah, a green card holder, I can't be a sponsor her,
No. You have to be a citizen.
Yeah, but she can't come over here for the 3 months or at least 1 month?
They're not going to give her a visitor's visa if she overstayed her time. They're just not going to do it. She doesn't have a bar. They're just going to say, last time you came here, you lived here illegally. Fool us once, shame on us. Fool us once, shame on you. Fool us twice, shame on us. That's basically the theory. So they're not going to give her a visitor's visa, but they certainly, once you become a citizen, you can file for her.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, I thought maybe, I thought maybe more than 15 years that the status illegal.
Well, let me explain. If you lived here illegally for more than a year, you can't come back for 10 years. That's the bar. Once 10 years is up, you can apply again. But I'm telling you, my belief is that on a discretionary basis, they're going to turn her down for a visitor's visa. What you can do is once you're a citizen, file for her.
Okay.
All right?
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, thank you.
All right. We're ready for Anna. So anyway, our Miami field correspondent, Jeff Bosey, come back, Jeff. He's crying in his bathroom right now.
Yes, he is.
All right. So our Miami field correspondent, Anna Azcona, spoke to recently Mauricio Mendoza.
Is that so?
Yes, he is the content producer for La Musica app, about his struggles to build his career and his professional network once he immigrated to the United States from Colombia. By the way, Colombia is spelled, everybody always spells the country Colombia differently than Columbia University. Do you know the difference?
The O.
The O, correct.
The O.
Colombia, the country, spelled Colombia.
Yep.
Mississippi is Mississippi.
Very important.
And Columbia University is Columbia.
And doe a deer.
Doe is a deer. And Anna is a banana. Let's watch this.
Hey friends from the Brad Show Live, I'm Anna Azcona. Today I have here with me Mauricio Mendoza. He's one of the content producers here at La Musica app, and he also helps, with Mega TV, a little bit of production. So Mauricio, can you tell us what made you get into the whole media business? Give us your background, because I know you didn't start in this.
Well, I studied journalism in my country, so I studied that for 5 years, but I studied more writing than production or media or TV or radio. But somehow I get into TV because that was my first job back then. We made documentaries, long format documentaries.
So if you were already working in the field, that you went to school for, why did you leave Colombia and decide to come here and do the same thing? Because most people leave their countries to come here in search of something different, something better, etc.
Yeah, I came here to look for new opportunities, but I didn't thought about that when I came here. I just wanted to live close to the beach, basically, because I'm from a town that we don't have any beach. It's all surrounded by mountains, and we love beach, so I thought I was on vacation at the beginning. Yeah.
Well, Miami does feel like a vacation.
Yeah.
But Colombia has beaches too. So why did you choose to come to Miami and not go live in Cartagena or something like that?
I wanna live close to my mom. She lives in Orlando, so that's a good idea to live a little bit closer to her and to visit her sometimes in a while. So that's why I think we choose Miami.
So can you tell us some of the challenges that you faced when you first came to the United States?
The challenges, like to create your own network of people that were on your field. Like at the beginning, I always tell the story that I made the escuelita. The immigrant escuelita is where you have to work in wherever you have to. I was doing valet parking, restaurants, parties for kids, everything. But I was blessed because I learned that no matter what you do, you have to respect your job and you have to respect people no matter what they do. That was like a lesson. So I start from the bottom and I start like knowing people. Little by little, you get into your field, like building your network.
Well, where was your first job here in the States?
Valet parking.
Well, in the industry, sorry. Your first job in the industry.
In the industry, I was lucky because I used to work back in Colombia. There were like a company called Terra.com. And I just knocked the doors and I said, oh, hey, I used to work in Terra in Colombia. Here's my resume. Take a look. And two weeks later, they gave me like a freelance job. It was only for 2 months. But they recommend me another job at the NBA, National Basketball Association, and I started working for the NBA like this. It was like I couldn't believe it, because
any team in particular, or
for the league. League, I was doing the website in Spanish for 5 years, and that was like a dream job because I had the chance to interview players, coaches, to travel around the country. I didn't know anything about basketball, anything about sports. I was always on the music field, but it was a great experience and I learned a lot.
Well, with that said, what's your advice to anyone who's trying to come into the United States in search of the American dream, or those that are already here trying to establish a life?
Try to talk with people, to understand their experience, to hear what they did to be in that particular place, and start building that network around those friends. And I think you have to be patient because sometimes it's hard to build that network, to have friends, to have the same kind of friends that you used to have in your country. But little by little, you will start to knowing people, to talk with people. That is very nice. This is like a country with a blend of cultures that you have to take advantage of that and to learn like different cultures, and that's what makes you more like competitive in the market, and probably
well-rounded as well.
Exactly.
Well, thank you so much, Mauricio, for joining us today. Can you please give a shout out to the Brad Show Live?
Hey, what's up, mi gente? Brad Show Live. This is Mauricio, and thank you so much for having me here, and keep it up.
All right, Anna, our field correspondent in Miami, Florida. It is about approximately 7:15 now. We're going to finish up our show with social media check-in. We're going to check in with Belgium Kim. She says we got a whole bunch of questions. And here we go. Final social media check-in for the week here on Brad Show Live. What do we got?
We got Josephus, who says, Josephus, how can I get a green card if I came on a visiting visa?
Your question is, how do you get a green card? I mean, there's like a million ways. You know, family sponsorship, employment sponsorship, investor sponsorship, and there's all, you know, a political asylum, religious workers. I can go on and on. There's chapters and chapters and books and volumes and encyclopedias of ways to get a green card. The first step of getting a green card is calling that number that's scrolling on the bottom of your screen. That is the same telephone number as the law offices of Spar and Bernstein. So when you call 1-800-529-5465, you're not only calling to get on our show, you're also calling my law office. Schedule an appointment.
Anna says, am I entitled to an EB3 visa for the Philippines? And am I the one that should be looking for my employer? I'm a stenographer in the Philippines for the last 20 years on the Filipino Supreme Court.
A stenographer.
Stenographer.
So she takes shorthand?
I'm assuming.
Or is that what a stenographer does?
Yeah, they're the typists.
Well,
right?
no, that would be somebody different.
I thought the stenographer
That would be the court reporter. Is that what they do? Is that called stenography? I thought stenography is shorthand.
No, I thought it was on the little.
It could be a skilled position. I don't know. This is how they describe a skilled position, EB3. An EB3 is a job where the minimum requirements to fulfill that position, you can't do that job unless you have 2 years experience. And who decides that? The Department of Labor. They have a book. Well, it's no longer a book, it's all online now, but that tells you how much experience you need for any particular job. And they describe the job in detail, the Department of Labor, and what the requirements are for both education and experience. To be an EB3 category, the Department of Labor has to say that specific job requires 2 years work experience. I'll give you a few examples. A cook, 2 years work experience. A mechanic, 2 years work experience. A lawyer, a degree plus experience. A housekeeper or a nanny, less than 2 years experience. So it depends what the job may be. And I don't know, thank you. And I don't know off the top of my head what the Department of Labor says about court stenographer.
We have a Mother's Day question from Vakisha. Vakisha Taylor says, I have 3 children that I'd like to deport for just 1 day, or else I'll miss them for more than a day for Mother's Day. How can I send them away for Mother's Day?
Well, in all honesty, if she really wants to deport her children, she'll never see them again. So don't do
Don't
that.
do it.
Don't do it. Okay.
Not worth it.
Not worth it.
But
Okay.
I do hope you get a break for Mother's Day.
Right. What I would do instead is just lock your bedroom door and say, "Don't bother me." That sounds like a better idea than deporting them.
Depending on how old your children are.
Correct. Yeah, don't say that to a 4-year-old. Now they're gonna be like, Brad is like telling me to neglect my 4-year-old. I don't know.
We're
what
gonna
the
have
kids
abandonment
are, so.
issues.
Yeah, exactly.
We've got a question from Chris who says, good afternoon. I'd like to ask, my mom filed for me on October 10th, 2012, and she's a U.S. citizen. I am single, unmarried, over 21. I'd like to know how long I have to wait.
They are right now. What country is he from?
It does not say.
What's his name?
His name is Chris. So that's not going to narrow it down
Not going
for
to
you
really
much.
narrow it down. Let's assume he's not from China, India, Mexico, or the Philippines. They're up to January 8th, 2012. What month is he?
October 10th, so he's getting close.
He's about a year away. About a year away.
Whew. We've got a lot of people wanting to travel to Florida. I guess it's Disney season.
What?
Michelle said, if you have no status, can you travel to Florida? That's like the 3rd travel to Florida question we've gotten.
Yeah, you could travel to Florida. Nobody's stopping you from traveling. To get on an airplane, you have to show photo identification. TSA is generally not looking for immigrants out of status. By the fact that you show a foreign passport doesn't necessarily mean you're out of status. Could mean anything. So they can't assume just because you show a foreign passport that you're out of status. Now, I always say it, believe it or not, although people think differently. My opinion is the safest way to go about it is go right on an airplane. I think if you drive, there's local sheriffs as you head down south from the north with big hats and brims and guns, and they're deputized by Department of Homeland Security to check people who are speeding or not changing lanes without signaling, whether they have immigration status. And I've seen situations where they've handed them over after traffic stops. And I've seen situations where ICE has literally gone on trains and buses to ask people for identification. So I think the safest, I've yet to see ICE officers go through JetBlue and say, terror chips, and where's your green card, please?
That's not bad. That was a thorough answer.
Thank you very much. And you
Friday.
like the terror chips? That's the blue chips you get on JetBlue?
Oh, I did not know
Yes.
what that. I'm not a JetBluer.
I'm a JetBluer.
Are you really?
Yes, I am.
Are you not afraid of the
engine blowing up and me being sucked out of a plane?
Right, like a window cracking?
No, that's called Southwest.
Right, that's fair.
That's different airline.
Amber would like to know, I'm from the Bronx. I overstayed on a visitor's visa. I'm 38 and I got married to a U.S. citizen. We both fell in love and got married. I met him in Florida and that's where he lives. But I'm working in New York, and I can't relocate to live with my husband until I get my work permit. I'm now about to file my papers. He's 26. Again, I'm 38. Do you think they're going to question my marriage because of my husband's age and the fact that I've had to live in New York until I get my permit?
I think you're on a very good thought process there. They are absolutely going to be questioning the fact that there's a 12-year age difference. You're the woman. It's anything that's more unusual, they're going to question. So the fact that there's a 12-year age gap, it's rightly or wrongly, it is more usual to have a 12-year age gap between the man being older and the woman being younger than vice versa. I don't know why, but that's the way it is, and they just follow along what the norms are. So yes, they're going to question you. Number two, the fact that you live in New York and he lives in Florida, you're not sharing the same bedroom, you're not sharing the same life. One of the purposes of getting a green card when you're married is so that you can live with your spouse. You're not living with your spouse, they're going to say bogus marriage. You got to figure out a way to survive in Florida, living with your spouse as husband and wife, sharing the same pillow, the same bed, before you file. You got to figure it out.
We're figuring it out. Neandra says, my brother-in-law got an approved I-360. He has a driver's license, social security card, and employment authorization card. In the process to get his green card, he moved, and his lawyer did not notify immigration of the address change. He never got the biometric appointment, and all of this happened in 2000. As per immigration, the case is now closed. Could he reapply with his approved I-360, or is he going to need to file for an I-360 plus an I-485?
No, if the I-360 is approved, it's approved. Refile again with the I-485. The I-360 is good for life.
Sandy Lee says, our petition for spousal visa was received by USCIS August 14th of 2017. We received an RFE April 2nd of this year. They didn't like our affidavits of support. So they were redone and sent back along with other proof of our bona fide relationship on April 9th, just a week after they got the RFE. Then USCIS received those a week later. We have since not heard a thing. I call them, they won't even let me file a request to see why it's taking so long. I've called the senator's office and all they say is timeline has been extended for USCIS. What's going on? Can you help? Is this normal?
What did she try to file?
She was filing for her spousal visa, so I'm assuming it was for her I-130. And they got the RFE, sent all the extra information back, but since they've sent extra information back, they haven't heard anything, and that's been almost a month now.
Okay. They need to wait at least 90 days, number one. And number two, if they're struggling this much that they got to call their congressman, they should have been calling Brad Bernstein. That's what they should have been doing.
Sophia says, I know of someone who came into the state, had a baby, and she's planning to come back into the States with the baby. She's got a visiting visa. Is she going to have any issues?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
What kind of issues, Brad?
You can't come to the United States on a visitor's visa, tell the government I'm here to visit the Empire State Building and give birth. The visitor's visa is not the birthing visa. They don't call it the B1 visa for birthing. They just call it the B1 visitor's visa or B2 visitor's visa. So once you give birth, you violated the status of the visitor's visa. And if they know that you gave birth and you're traveling with that child, you are being turned back with that kid. Kid's still an American. You can't come back to America.
That's unfortunate. Madeira says, could I travel nationally while they're processing, while I'm waiting for the green card through marriage? It's currently under process. I've already done my fingerprints and my driver's license is currently valid. I'm going to Vegas and Atlanta.
Where does she want to travel?
She wants to travel to Vegas and Atlanta. She's in the U.S. right now. She's being filed for. She's got her driver's license.
Yeah, by all means, go travel.
Oh, that's delightful.
By all means, go travel.
That's
very delightful.
I love it when you give good news, Brad.
Yes.
You know how much I love it when you give good news.
All right, so let's do one or two more questions here in social media check-in, then we're going to get to comments of the day. which should be coming up very shortly. I know you have a whole bunch in the running.
I have a couple in the running. We haven't yet decided what we want.
Okay.
So we shall see about that.
We shall continue onward.
We had another question from Nancy, and Nancy says, do I have to carry my green card around? I've heard mixed messages about whether some people tell me that I have to have it on me and other people are saying keep it in a safe place with your social security card at home. What do I do?
Doesn't hurt to carry it. I carry my driver's license around all over. You should have photo identification. Worst comes to worst, you lose it. What's the end of the world? You go get another one.
Just for my own posterity, what happens if, let's say you are a permanent resident, you don't have your green card on you and you don't have any other form of ID and ICE stops you? How do you prove that you're a lawful resident?
You tell them and hope they believe you and they don't bring you down to the local immigration office to go check it out.
Whew, that's yeah, I would carry around my green card, I think then. That's all I got for right now, Brad, believe it or not.
So what do we have for question of the day? Or not question of the day, excuse me.
They're all questions of the day.
We had a lot of questions today.
Yeah.
Okay, drum roll please. The comment of the day.
It's a Brad Show Live first. We have a winner that was the same winner from just Wednesday.
Okay, same person, 2 days in a row.
2 days in a row. He's on fire. It's Jeff Bosey on fire.
On fire.
On
Comments
fire.
of the day twice.
And he knows how to get to our hearts.
Yes,
You know what I mean? He said, I like the new toys we can play with on the screen for the CNN ticker at the bottom, all the update banners. This is not your ordinary FB Live show. It's the Wakanda of FB Live.
It's Wakanda.
That's right.
It is the Wakanda of Facebook Live. Jeff Bosey. There he is. And by the way, Jeff Bosey said goodbye to us about 10 minutes ago.
He didn't even get to see it.
He didn't even get to see that he had the comment of the day.
Did you finally see Black Panther?
Yes, I did.
What did you think about it?
It was very good. Although I liked it very much, and I tell you the truth, I liked it very much, and I thought it was very entertaining, and it was actually it had a lot of themes that were you don't generally see in superhero movies. Superhero movies are just kind of blowing themselves up, but it had actually some deep themes, and I liked it a lot. The problem I had with Black Panther was so built up in my head, and I was so excited to see it that almost no matter what they did would have been a letdown to me from what I thought it was going to be, although I really enjoyed it very, very much. You understand what I'm saying?
I see what you're saying.
Right, it was just so built up that
You saw it too late.
I saw it too late. Like, if I didn't know that it was going to be, I would have walked out like, oh my God, that was the greatest thing ever.
Right. I've got two last questions that got squeezed in. Can I get them in?
Sure.
Josephus says, how long can I stay on a visiting visa before applying for asylum?
You have to do it within 1 year. If you apply after 1 year, you are out of luck.
And Chin said, is it 100% sure if someone leaves the U.S. on an advance parole that they are going to be let back into the U.S.?
As long as they are admissible to the United States, yes. I mean, if you've convicted of a drug conviction while you're in another country, no. If you have some reason to be denied coming in, some sort of criminal record, you have drugs on you, they catch you in a misrepresentation or fraud, absolutely you're going to be stopped. But generally speaking, all else remaining equal, you don't have any issues, you don't have any criminal records, you've never lied, there's no fraud, of course they'll let you back in. And with that, Kim, Belgium Kim, we're going to say goodnight to everybody. We're going to wish everybody Happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there.
Especially ours. Happy Mother's Day, Mommy.
Correct. Happy Mommy's Day to Belgium Kim's mommy in Belgium. And Happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there. And we will see you. Have a great weekend. We'll see you all on Monday. Be safe. Be well. Enjoy your weekends. So, Sam, as part of the production, we have to say this disclaimer at the end of the show. Do you mind reading it for me?
Okay, but Brad, I have to do everything around here. It's bad enough I've got to remember everything that happened on the episode from the previous day.
Forget it. I'll do it. The proceeding was information only and not specific legal advice. Consult an attorney about your individual situation. Prior successful results do not guarantee a similar outcome in the future. To make an appointment with the Spar and Bernstein law firm located at 225 Broadway in New York City, call 1-800-5 1-800-529-5465. That's 1-800-529-5465. Easy to remember, 1-800-LAWLINK. That's 1-800-LAWLINK. Once again, make a call to 1-800-529-5465. And of course, link up with the law offices of Spar and Bernstein, located at 225 Broadway on the 5th floor. If I were you out there, make the call, make the link, make the connection, make it Spar and Bernstein. 1-800-LAWLINK. That's 1-800-529-5465. And now, conveniently located in Hartford, Connecticut on 1 Congress Street. Visit us in Connecticut or in New York at 225 Broadway. That's 1-800-529-5465. 1-800-LAWLINK. 1-800-529-5465. What are you doing?